Hi, team. This is George. I hope you're getting acquainted with our classroom, or I was about to say website, but it's our classroom. So I hope you're getting acquainted with it. I want to kind of go over, give a brief overview for week one. But first, before I start that, I want to tell you that I'm very passionate about this topic, child, adolescent, family issues, because it is so hugely important to us as individuals and as a society. So I'm just glad to see everybody in here, and I look forward to some fantastic conversations. And I am going to share some stories, so I'll warn you before I share a story in case stories bore you to death. So I'll give a story warning. That way you could fast forward any videos or anything like that that I may do. But this week, I'm going to go with just a quick overview for Unit 1. And as we look at it, Unit 1, we have what looks like, we have our reading and everything else here. It looks like we have two discussion questions, and in reality we do, but the second one is for our signature assignment. We're going to use social learning to help us build our signature assignment, and we're going to work on our assignment all the way through till it's due in week 6. And the thought process on that is that the more perspective that we can gain while doing our project from our peers and everyone else, the better our final product is going to be. So you're not going to see me really active in the forums when they come to the peer review parts, because I want to leave everybody some space to where your peers and yourself could be more active in that learning process, because quite frankly it's very important to gain all those other experiences. So I found that if I kind of back up just a little bit in those forums, it gives more room for expression from peers. So I want that to happen, but I will be active in our content discussions, as I call them. So I'll be very active in there, and I look forward to our conversations. This first one, understanding children and adolescents, is where we're going to start off. And a quick tip to be very successful in our discussion forums is post early and post throughout the week. Don't just log in twice a week and post once and then respond to others, because you want this to be a back and forth conversation to the best that it can. And here, wherever we see the word respond, that's going to be our prompt for a question. And our first one should be 3 to 4 paragraphs, 5 sentences each. Some of the content, so we're focused on 3 things that you've read that you weren't familiar with. So we want to share something we weren't familiar with and then expand on that a little bit. So that's where that one is. And then as we go back to our Unit 1 resources, we will notice that you have case study 1 is due in week 2, Monday of week 2. So really right at the end of week 1, beginning of week 2 is when that is due. So you'll see those throughout. We're going to be focused on the case study, and we're going to be specifically focused on child sex abuse, which is, as it says here in the title right here, the horror of child sex abuse, because that does have ramifications. Now, I want us to look at it from a perspective, and look at it from the perspective right here. Trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy for children and adolescents from a Christian counseling perspective. How is that going to be different than traditional, normal CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy? How will that be different when we put our Christian perspective on it? Is there more love versus empathy? What is it? What are your thoughts on that? And how can we specifically approach from that perspective? Now, if you're not a Christian, take a look at the readings and see if there is a difference, because that's a fantastic perspective to have as well. So this is a great place to engage in that conversation and look for ways to further ground ourselves in our faith along with things like CBT and how we can apply it. And if you're not a Christian, it's just an opportunity to look and see if we could expand our perspective to see different ways or different opportunities to help people, because that's the bottom line. What we want to do, we want to be of help. So with that being said, I look forward to what you're going to have here, what our case study. And remember, this is due Monday, so right after, so Sunday, the Unit 1 is over. Unit 2 starts on week 1, and that's when this is due. So we have the full week to do this. If you have any questions, comments, or anything else, need to get a hold of me. I'm very easy to get a hold of. You can email me or text me. It's all in the instructor. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Professor information right here. You can just click that, and this has all of my information. Please feel free to get a hold of me because I am very easy to get a hold of. And I will be posting, should have mentioned this, I will be posting a video itself on our signature assignment. So I don't want to lump that in with this video because this is long enough now. So I'm going to be posting probably by the end of the week my thoughts on the signature assignment. So make sure you read the overview and you're kind of prepped for that video that's coming. Probably look for it on Friday. So have a fantastic week. I look forward to jumping in on the discussions with you.